No, I feel like both of us can do whatever is called upon us to do when it comes to the run game, the pass game. So it's our job just to get out there when they put us in there and execute the play that's called.
What happens when a man built for power is brought to his knees by something he can't touch? Not pain in the body, he knows how to fight through that, but pain in the mind, in the heart, pain that no training can fix, no game can erase. Adrian Peterson was built like no one else, faster, stronger, fiercer. He was more than a football player, he was force-made human, a storm wearing shoulder pads. But storms too break. He carried the ball, then he carried the weight of family, of fame, of silence, of shame. And if Adrian Peterson had read Marcus Aurelius, he might have seen something deeper. The real war, the one that matters, was never on the field. It was always inside. Adrian Peterson didn't just run, he tore through the world like it couldn't stop him. In college, in the NFL, in the record books, his name echoed with power. He came back from injuries like they were myths. Broken body? He rebuilt it. Critics? He outran them. Every yard he gained felt like proof that nothing could hold him back. And maybe that's where the illusion began. Because we often think strength is control. That if we're strong enough, fast enough, feared enough, we can shape the world to our will. But Marcus Aurelius would say otherwise. He ruled an empire, yet wrote in quiet. You have power over your mind, not outside events. What Adrian mastered on the field, he struggled to master within. Because no amount of speed can outrun what lives in silence. And no victory on the scoreboard can fix what breaks behind the eyes. Then came the moment that couldn't be sprinted through. In 2014, the headlines changed. Not about yards, not about touchdowns, but about a father, a switch, and a world watching. Adrian Peterson said he was raising his son the way he had been raised. But to others, it looked like something else. The media didn't wait. The judgment was fast. The spotlight turned cold, and for the first time, the man who moved through defenders like ghosts was stopped by something he couldn't hit back. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them. But how do you keep calm when your past is on trial and the world sees you as a villain?" Stoicism asks for reason in the fire, but some fires are old. Some come from deeper places, generational, invisible, loud in silence. Adrian Peterson faced not just the law, but the shadow of how he had been shaped. And in that moment, the field was gone, and only the inner arena remained. Adrian Peterson didn't grow up with softness. He grew up with pain and strength braided together. As if to be strong, you had to suffer first. As if love had to hurt to prove it was real. So when the world told him he went too far, he didn't just face legal trouble. He faced the echo of his own childhood. Marcus Aurelius would have called this the war within, because Stoicism isn't about being cold. It's about being clear. It asks, what is in your control? And what isn't? Peterson believed he was doing what he knew. But what we know isn't always what's right. And when shame enters a man built on pride, it can turn inward, into silence, into distance, into armor so thick it blocks even his own reflection. The Stoic answer isn't to bury emotion, it's to examine it. To understand what shaped us, so we can choose what shapes the ones who come after us. And in this moment, Peterson was no longer just a player. He was a mirror, reflecting how legacy and trauma pass hands like a ball, generation to generation, until someone chooses to hold it differently. If Adrian Peterson had read Marcus Aurelius, he might have found something beyond guilt, beyond silence, beyond defense. He might have found direction, because Stoicism doesn't ask you to forget pain. It asks you to reshape it, to use it as a tool, not a weapon against others, but a hammer to rebuild yourself. Marcus wrote his meditations while leading armies, losing children, burying friends. He didn't scream. He didn't blame. He wrote things like, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Adrian didn't get to rewrite the past, but he could still choose what came next. And in many ways, he did, he spoke. He reflected. He kept playing not just for records, but for redemption, for something he couldn't quite say out loud, but carried every time he stepped on the field again. Stoicism would not erase his mistakes, but it might have helped him see. The most powerful legacy isn't about how far you run, but how far you rise when the world tells you to stay down. Adrian Peterson will be remembered for many things, for yards, for speed, for a strength that seemed unreal. But the deeper story, the one that whispers beneath the cheers, is about something harder to measure. It's about what a man does with pain he didn't choose, with mistakes he can't erase, with eyes watching, judging, forgetting, and remembering. Marcus Aurelius believed that a good life isn't about praise. It's about integrity. Don't waste time arguing what a good man should be, he said. Be one. Peterson's life isn't a lesson in perfection. It's a mirror for what many of us face, the battle between who we are, who we were told to be, and who we might still become. The real power isn't in muscle, it's in honesty, in the courage to see yourself clearly, and still step forward. Adrian Peterson ran through walls, but maybe his greatest strength was learning that some walls live inside. And those, you don't break with force. You outgrow them. If stories like this move you, subscribe to Intuitra. Because the greatest truths don't come loud. They come slowly. They come quietly, but they